Hey YouTube, Joe Boy here. Today let's get back to what I normally cover, which is One Piece theories. You'll know that about a week ago I did a video in which I discussed souls in the One Piece world and how they could potentially relate to Big Mom's powers. But souls could be hugely important in the One Piece story for a lot more mysteries than I actually touched upon in that theory. And so I kind of want to do a bunch of videos, but I'm definitely going to do at least a couple, my understanding of souls could give pretty good answers to some of the biggest One Piece mysteries out there. So this is what this video is going to be about. So if you haven't checked out that video, I suggest that you do. I'll leave it in the description. But essentially what you need to know from that is that a person's devil fruit ability seems to be tied exclusively to a person's soul. And at the end of that video, I speculate that if Big Mom has the ability to remove someone's soul from their body, she might also be able to remove their devil fruit power along with their soul and then give it to one of their homies. But there's actually an example that we already have in the One Piece story of something like this already occurring, which is that the Pacifista currently have the use of some of the powers of the light fruit from Admiral Kizaru. Somehow Vegapunk was able to take part of Kizaru's power without actually taking his power and then gave them somehow to the Pacifista. So assuming that Vegapunk does this the same way that I speculated that Big Mom may be able to do this, is it possible that Vegapunk has mastered the secrets of the soul, and that through this understanding of how to extract a part of someone's soul, then gave these to the Pacifista so that they would have part of Kizaru's devil fruit ability? As I stated before in my previous video, it's very clear that a person's soul outside of their body would still possess that person's devil fruit ability. We can see this on multiple occasions, including Brook when he leaves his body and his soul form still has the powers of his devil fruit. And then again, Big Mom is able to remove her own soul and then separate it out into black blobs, and these black blobs are also able to use Big Mom's devil fruit ability. So it's very clear that a person's soul outside of their body is still able to use the devil fruit ability. Now let's use our imaginations for a second. What if Big Mom were to give part of her soul to a homie, to an animated object? We can already see that the soul outside of her body still possesses her devil fruit ability. So that same soul put into an object or a plant or an animal would then theoretically still be able to use that devil fruit ability. And I think this is a perfect example to illustrate my point, which is that if Vegapunk were to somehow remove part of Kizaru's soul and then put it into a Pacifista, that Pacifista would then still be able to use Kizaru's devil fruit, which would totally explain why the Pacifistas have the powers that they do. So I think I believe this. I think Vegapunk has somehow figured out how to extract someone's soul, similar to what Big Mom's devil fruit allows her to do. But is this all there is to it? Is there no other application of this potential discovery that Vegapunk may have made? Actually, no, there's another one as well, which is that Vegapunk has somehow figured out how to give inanimate objects devil fruit abilities. This is a breakthrough that is mentioned specifically from the story that Vegapunk figured out how to do, and I think that this can also be explained with Vegapunk's understanding of how to extract souls. As I've said previously, a devil fruit ability seems to in some way combine with a person's soul, because the person's body itself doesn't actually have the devil fruit ability, it's the person's soul. So if someone eats a devil fruit, the devil fruit sort of combines with the person's soul. And so with this being said, it seems really strange for inanimate objects to somehow be able to consume devil fruits, given that it doesn't seem likely that they possess souls. We must also ask ourselves, how would an inanimate object actually eat a devil fruit in the first place? And it's not as simple as just like taking like a knife or something and then cutting through a devil fruit, and then all of a sudden that knife has the powers of the devil fruit. That doesn't make any sense, because we've seen Khalifa specifically eat her devil fruit with a knife and a fork. So if it were as simple as just, cutting through the devil fruit, then her knife would have had her devil fruit ability and not her. So clearly there is something deeper going on. First of all, of how an inanimate object would obtain a devil fruit, actually get its powers, and then two, how it actually would eat it. So I honestly think this supports the idea that Vegapunk has learned how to extract souls and then give them to inanimate objects. We can see that the pacifistas are robots. They may be partly human, but they are majority robot. And so if it's true that they were able to obtain Kizaru's light abilities by receiving part of Kizaru's soul, then at this point in time we already would know, if this is true, that Vegapunk knows how to give inanimate objects souls, and perhaps this is the secret of giving an inanimate object a devil fruit in the first place. If you give an inanimate object a soul, perhaps that will allow it to actually consume a devil fruit and then gain the powers of the devil fruit, as we can see that some objects have, such as Funkfried. But we still have the question of how exactly an inanimate object would actually eat the devil fruit. And so it is possible that given a soul, if the inanimate object has a soul, and then, for instance, a knife that had a soul cut into a devil fruit, then the devil fruit's ability would go into the knife just because it possesses a soul, whereas like normal knives don't have souls, so then it wouldn't matter. This is a possible explanation, but I want to get really crazy for y'all with y'all for a second. In my last video, I discussed the possibility that the devil fruits actually possess their own souls, which are different to a normal human soul or a normal animal soul, but yet are still souls. And the main reason why I speculated this is because Oda decided to draw a picture of a devil fruit as it left the body of a dead person, and the choice of how he decided to draw it is highly reminiscent of a devil fruit potentially being in essence a soul. So with this being said, if a devil fruit is in fact another form of soul, then it would be really interesting, because if Vegapunk has mastered the secret of how to extract a person's soul and then give it to an inanimate object, he might have uncovered the secret of how to extract a devil fruit's soul and then give it to an inanimate object. And that's honestly a really profound thought, guys. We know that Vegapunk has uncovered the secrets of the devil fruit. If this extends far enough to being able to extract the devil fruit's soul from the devil fruit itself, this would honestly make a ton of sense to me. But yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about for this video. I have so much more that I really want to talk about in relation to souls and how they could potentially answer many of the mysteries in One Piece. But I decided to spread it out into parts because it's just, I think, easier to digest that way. And I'll try and make each video as standalone as possible so that you don't actually have to watch them all to understand them all if you don't want to watch them all. But regardless, I think that this is a legitimate thought that is definitely worthy of your consideration, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and then look forward to more videos on this sort of topic in the future. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you liked the video. I'd appreciate it if you subscribed, and as always, dudes, have a wonderful day.